On the last episode of Dice Funk,
Welch sent Ziggy to his probable doom.
Violet tries to kill the spiders.
Her spies informed her that Welch left. And you guessed that it was the spiders themselves.
Violet kills it. Kills it so hard.
I think it's going to take another shot at Ziggy.
You have a lot of eyeballs.
Oh, no!
Oh, you crit failed.
Blue wave as it washes over Ziggy, and you see his eyes roll back in his head.
Terrible idea. I'm gonna try Dissonant Whispers on him.
And something very strange happens. Suddenly you hear the song echo in your own mind.
Oh, and I also have to run away.
Lavinia, the spiritual entity, is not the same as Lavinia, the body?
Uh-oh.
I think you definitely want to get out of your body.
What?
It still has control over Ziggy, and at the point the staff sticks into the tunnel floor, purple gas begins to spew out. And it is now Alias's turn.
No, it's not. Dead.
Yeah, I guess I'm just ripping out my hair and shit. I don't know how else to deal with that. I got 5, which means I'm out.
But after being wiped out by a hit from our party barbarian, that takes me down to -7?
Okay, so 3 out of 4 of us are gone. It's up to Violet. Violet stabs it in half, and then she grabs what's left and bifurcates it with her hands.
Who's gonna grab Ziggy?
Ziggy is dead, and Violet doesn't care.
Violet leaves Ziggy in the cloud kill.
She's got, like, one thing on her mind, and it's getting Drop out of there.
Drop crosses his arms and scowls at Sildiel. Drop says, "That doesn't belong to you."
If he dies first, I'm taking it back. This object's called a fetish. It is often associated with dark magic.
Alias, you don't think that thing would ever get so hot that it would, I don't know, ignite in flames and maybe burn an entire drow village down?
Welch sent Ziggy alone on a suicide mission to essentially suicide bomb Calypsia. The drow saw the assassination of Gwendolyn as an act of war, and they will most likely rally their forces, march up these tunnels, and purge Hole in the Earth of all life soon.
Can you come with us, just in case, Crusher? Please?
I have to go ask Welch, though.
I heard some weird noise. Is everything cool in there?
She responds back, leave or die.
Oh, we're gonna go in there.
All right, you pull Hunter inside the room.
Yeah, I just really don't like not knowing things.
A macabre, infernal engine, unlike the last time you saw it. You see a squat figure holding a large wrench-like wizard's staff, except the wrench part has been removed from the top, and in its place has been screwed down a sort of scepter ornamentation, which appears to be Violet's horn, just glowing with magical energy wreathed in lightning. Where it once had a crack in it, it is now just filled with blue fire, like Drop's quarterstaff. And you see that it is not a frog, it is a grotesque woman. She just looks like drowned death.
I've made a huge, tiny mistake.
Are you seeing doodads? And what about my doodads? Make sure you're not seeing my doodads.
I listen.
Not your doodads.
I can see your doodads for other reasons, all right? So,
Austin, I have hand-drawn depictions of your doodads that are hanging up, like, just over top of my monitor.
yes.
They bring me comfort. Look, Austin, when I don't talk, my waveform is as flat as your butt. So,
Just talking about my butt.
Oh my god.
and when I talk, it's as curvy as your doodads.
This entire conversation sparked by the invocation of the word doodad. I think we're on a good start here.
That'll learn you.
I'm going to be physically ill.
I am.
Where did we last leave our adventurers?
That's a good question. I think it seems like the most natural place to start would be with Lavinia
Oh, I knew it.
in Welch's lab, but I'm not going to.
Oh.
Because we need to know if it is cut off. So if we did Lavinia's scene first, and it went on for like 10 minutes, and then I cut to you guys, and you just kick the doors down immediately, then we would have a time paradox, and Snake and Raiden would fuse into one, and it'd be a whole mess. So I'm actually going to start with Team Violence, who is trekking back up the tunnels.
Mm-hmm. We're looking for Vinny.
Yes, and you don't know where she is exactly, but you did follow drag marks, and you do have reason to think Welch is up to something now.
Okay.
So how are you guys doing?
Feeling pretty good. I got all my HP back, and I'm walking with a purpose. Just killed an eyeball. You know?
I'm ready to die.
But I mean, for Drop, it's not like a major breakthrough or anything.
Oh, drop.
Alias is conflicted, to say the least.
Yeah?
Mostly because of realizing what the purpose of the Wicker Boy was.
As you guys are walking, Sildiel actually kind of like quietly takes Alias aside. You guys are still with the pack, but I think Violet and Drop are probably a little ahead up with Job, so they have their light. And Sildiel takes you aside and says, "What are we going to tell Lavinia?"
Everyone's grounded.
Well, we have no choice but to be honest with her about what happened.
How honest? Because I think, and look, I know you like your friends, but I think we need to seriously consider the possibility that Violet is a liability.
Can Violet hear this?
No.
Okay, I assumed not.
She took Alias aside specifically for this.
I want to roll perception to hear it.
I'm gonna roll your dick right on out of this show.
Am I not allowed to do that? I feel like I should be able to.
I mean, she
but okay.
specifically took him aside to have this conversation about you behind your back. So I guess if you want to try to fall back to eavesdrop on a conversation you don't know is happening, it's theoretically possible, but I want to see some crits, boy.
I just want to roll. All I said is I want to roll. Like, this doesn't have to be.
Need I remind you, Leon, the last time you did this, it got you fucking killed, all right?
Look, let
him roll then. Let him roll then.
It probably will be bad, but who cares? It's a 3. It doesn't matter.
It's a 3. You turn your head to try to eavesdrop on this conversation, and a spider falls off the ceiling and lands in your mouth.
Okay, I eat it.
Not before it bites you.
Okay.
For 1 damage.
Oh, come on. I didn't, crit fail or anything.
I want Violet to have a swollen tongue now.
Yeah.
I have to talk like he does.
Fine, I'm at 48.
48. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, poor you.
That's still more than twice Alias.
I know.
Poor meat woman with her 48 hit points.
Fine, do your private conversation about someone you care about.
I mean, Sildiel's instigating this because she does not care about you.
No, I mean the other guy. Presumably, Alias cares a little.
I think we're about to find out because she says...
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead with your thing.
Because she says, back in the city, she was in league with some kind of murderous lunchbox, and yesterday she stabbed Vinny, and today she left Ziggy to die. Like, if we're going to tell Lavinia the truth, we need to tell her Violet deliberately left Ziggy behind to die.
Out of character here, that's not exactly what happened, but okay.
It's up for interpretation. That is Sildiel's reading of what happened.
No, that's perfectly fine. Just out of character here, like what happened was, it would have been unrealistic for her in that moment and in the fog for her to think also get the frog.
Sildiel saw you go in and come back with one person.
That's fine. No, that's totally okay. This is more for the audience.
This is also called pulling a Ronaldo, as I would like to say.
But no, Sildiel says, when the chips are down, Violet is going to leave us to die, Alias.
Violet may be brash and, in many cases, irresponsible. It is simply something that I have to deal with and position her in a way that is beneficial for the rest of us as much as possible. As difficult as that may be, Mother.
I knew you'd say that. You always think the best of people, and you always give people the benefit of the doubt.
In this case, it's less about giving Violet the benefit of the doubt, and it's more recognizing the things that she's competent with and figuring ways to use that to offset the ways in which she is a liability. Unfortunately, in our circumstance, we don't have much luxury in choosing who we ally with.
Perception check, everybody in this tunnel.
Oh, great. Another one. All right.
Yeah.
See how well this one works out.
22?
15. Solid.
6.
So, Drop, who I think is carrying Ziggy,
Yep.
it doesn't notice anything. But the other two, you guys definitely notice spiders moving past you conspicuously. They're not trying to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
they're all going past you in like waves of chittering spiders in the direction that you came from, as if, I don't know, to join an invasion force or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so with that, you guys arrive at Hole in the Earth.
Before we do that, Violet, notices, and since she's had a lot of contact with spiders in the past few episodes, she mentions it so that everyone in the party notices, and she says, "Where are all those spiders going? Has anyone else noticed that there's a bunch of spiders?"
I hadn't noticed.
Okay, well, you do now.
I did notice, and I can be fairly certain as to what is going on with regards to them. It's not good, to say the least.
They're bad boys.
Put them in timeout. Spider jail for the spiders.
It'd be so small.
Spider jail for bad spiders.
It needs to be tiny jail, okay?
Aww.
It's like little tiny jails with little tiny cells and little tiny bunk beds for the spiders and a little tiny playground for them to do weightlifting and stab each other with knives because they formed rival gangs inside of the jail. So,
well, that's prison, not jail. Anyway, sorry.
Tiny spider guards.
Black is the new black.
Tiny automatic weapons.
Oh no.
You guys arrive in the Bullywug village. How's that do for you?
How's that do?
How's that do?
I assume that either Violet or Drop are in the lead when they get into the village.
Yep.
And I assume that the Bullywugs possibly notice us entering.
Yeah, at a certain point, they definitely see you. They see you have Ziggy, and they come over like first tentatively, not sure what's going on, and then as it becomes clear, they don't make a scene, but this is the most outward and explicit display of emotions you've probably ever seen from Bullywugs. They're like a practical culture, but this is one of their most valuable, powerful societal members, and that carries a lot of weight. They come over and they offer hands to take him from you, and they seem like shell-shocked almost. They don't know what to make of it.
Damn.
I just sort of observe as they move to take Ziggy away from Drop, and he sort of lifts his eyes and then looks towards the library where Professor Chance probably still is.
You guys can start heading in that direction if you want.
Yeah, Alias is going to first head towards the library for the immediate moment.
All right. So you guys leave Ziggy with the people who come out to collect him, and you guys go towards the library. And as you make your way across the village, you see Ziggy's family come out of their house, and just first to see like what's going on, and then kind of a slow dawning, crushing realization. And I think some of them probably come over to you and try to ask you what happened and why, but none of you can understand.
Does Violet get the idea what they're asking, or?
Yes.
Okay. Violet mimes clouds and then moves her fingers around as if rain was coming down. And then she claps her hands together and then does the "I'm sleeping now" motion.
Your clap startles the children.
Okay. Well, she is big.
Yeah.
And that is what she tells them.
This is the weirdest rendition of the Itsy Bitsy Spider I've ever heard. So,
yeah, and all the spiders are in prison. You guys notice on your way to the library that there's nobody guarding the giant stone door into Welch's lab.
That's curious, Alias will mention under his breath as he proceeds to go into the library first.
You guys enter the library. Chants, violins, books, chair. Nothing has changed here.
Okay.
Alias calls up, Professor Chance?
He floats his chair right down onto you. Just parks it like right on your noggin.
Have you heard any updates from Welch about the necessary portal to, well, deal with Zavala and all that?
Yeah, she said she had a breakthrough, and she said it'd be done soon. Why?
Well, I have reason to suspect there may be reasons to not fully trust what her plans are, but we might be heading over there promptly to get to the bottom of something.
I mean, like, what's the worst that could happen? Just giving the most powerful person all the power, right?
Alias then withdraws the fetish from his person just sort of presents it to Professor Chance.
He goes, you making action figures now?
This was made by Welch, as far as I can tell, and it was designed to be used as part of a suicide mission into an out-of-character frame. Remember the name of the drow city?
Yeah, it's Calypsia, Kalopsia. It's a Greek word.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm the worst.
Alias, sort of this was designed as part of a suicide mission that was being entrusted to Ziggy on the way to Calypsia. Most likely, it was to burst into an explosion of sorts once it was deep enough within the city itself, possibly killing everyone involved within its range of influence.
I mean, that sounds bad, but like we gotta stop them, right? They're gonna kill us all. Do you have a better idea to stop them?
I tend to think that some degree of diplomacy is usually prudent, but it usually depends on the circumstance. The concern is what was the worst that could happen with giving Welch that type of power, and, well, if she shows so little regard to the bullywugs to intentionally send one to their death without a second thought, it makes me question the substance of their character and their trustworthiness, to be completely frank.
I mean, I see what you're saying. It's just that people want a strong leader, right? And she was strong, so they made her leader. Aren't they just kind of getting what they wanted? Someone to make the hard choices?
Perhaps, though I think they may not realize what type of leader she actually is. I'm just saying that we are still planning on getting the necessary steps finished to be able to execute an exit plan in the worst case scenario. But for now, I have a few words for Welch, and I'll be seeing her promptly.
Okay, well, keep the drow stuff in mind, too, because if we're all dead, we can't stop Zavala.
I'm aware of that. I haven't come this far just to simply die.
You see, you say that now, Alias, but let me tell you something. Sometimes it's a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are going to leave the library and go to Welch's door?
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the plan.
As you walk over there, you see that the bullywugs are doing some sort of ritualized, like, funeral preparations. You don't really understand all of it, but, like, people are gathering stuff and moving stuff and making arrangements. And it's like the whole village is...
It's like the saddest party ever.
The village is not prepared for an all-out assault from the drow, and there's no way for us to communicate to them that information.
Yeah, you're correct to bring up, like, the tactical, they're not prepared thing. It's just also, it's kind of upsetting to see bullywugs like this, because as we've discussed, they're evil creatures who, enslave people.
Yeah.
Like, you've never seen such a display of sentimentality from them before, and it's jarring. But you guys are outside the stone door, and you hear the machines on the other side.
Shall we?
Yes. Let's.
All right, Drop goes to open the door.
So if you guys want to roll the door, you're going to have to make strength checks. It is a big, heavy, circular stone that rolls away.
Okay, strength checks.
Well, I have a question just right before we open this door. What exactly is behind this door? I just want to know before I start rolling shit.
Nobody who is about to open this door has ever been on the other side. So as far as you guys are concerned, no idea.
Okay, fair enough. I just wanted to see. All right.
10.
Oh no!
The strongest one gets a crit fail.
I mean, you botched. So what happens is Drop and
It
Alias
doesn't matter.
start pushing on it, and then Violet comes over and just starts pushing on it in the opposite direction. And she thinks she's helping, but I mean, you guys there's 4 of you, and you're like reasonably seasoned fighters, and you've been on this hard journey. You can get the door open, but it's going to take a while is kind of the thing. And you're also not going to be able to do it stealthily. Like, they're going to know on the other side that you're coming when you do so.
That's fair, I guess. I mean, I did fuck up pretty bad.
So, on the other side of this door, which Lavinia does not know has her friends attempting to enter the room, you are faced with the disgusting visage.
Don't body shame Austin.
All right. The conventionally unattractive visage
All right.
of a hag with a little sky blue and starry capelet and a metal staff with a unicorn horn ornament on top, which is wreathed in lightning and leaking deep blue fire from a crack in the horn. What do you do?
Quick, Vinny, make friends with it.
Right?
Right.
You're my new best friend, by the way.
Oh my god, I am!
Right?
You crit and swap phone numbers, and you guys get in a group text, and it's like real chill.
I mean, it can't hurt. I'm gonna hold Hunter's hand tighter. We're in this together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say, hi! You are looking less froggy, but that's okay. Hi, it's just me. What's going on?
Yes, darling. Polymorph. It's transmutation magic. I can look like any number of things, but I wasn't expecting visitors. How are you two?
We're not great.
Neither is your friend here. He's leaking all over my floor.
Oh, would you mind if I healed him?
I honestly would really enjoy that because from what Professor Chance tells me, apparently killing you might trigger this thing, and I do not want him to come back with superpowers. So can you keep him from doing that, please?
I'm very confused right now. But okay.
What don't you understand, dear?
I don't know why we're killing anything at all.
Well, I was hoping to keep this all a secret when he snuck in here, and then this kind of became a rolling catastrophe, you understand. You can cover up one person with a murder. Three people are noticed when they're missing. One, sometimes people go out for long walks.
Yeah. Totally. I healed him 11, and it was good.
She says, be careful, don't let him get back up. We'll have to put him down again.
Okay. I'm gonna pat him on the head, and I'm gonna say, Crusher, stay down here, please, for me.
He groans. He tries lifting his head up, and it's sticky with blood, and then he decides better. He thinks better of it and stays down. Welch turns to her machines, waves a hand, and a hatch opens up on the nearest one. Behind this hatch is a cylindrical slot, and she plunges her staff, unicorn horn tip first, into that slot, twists it, and then leaves it there and turns back to you. And she says, 10 years of work, and all that almost ruined by a couple of nosy frogs and fish.
Well, I mean, I'm the one who told him to come in here. It's my fault, I guess. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening.
That seems to be a theme with you, dear.
Yeah, that's fair. But what is happening?
Well, what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to tell anybody. I'm going to finish letting all the magic I've collected be safely stored in my staff, and then I'm going to blow this shitty pop stand.
What? Why? I thought you were trying to help us.
Who is us, dear?
Like Professor Chance and stuff.
Professor Chance is just going to tell me where this Zavala is.
Oh, you're going to help get rid of Zavala?
Define help and get rid of.
Stop?
No.
Him?
No.
Oh. Well, that is lame.
Leave a comment card.
What, well, I don't know what you sent Ziggy to do, but it didn't go great, by the way.
To keep the drow from coming and breaking my machines before I finish the transfer?
Yeah, definitely did not go great.
How would you know?
I was there.
And now you're here.
Yeah, this fish saved me. He's a good boy.
Good for him.
But I don't know what happened to the others. Ziggy got mind controlled.
Bored.
And
I'm
then
so bored. Please stop talking.
But
Please.
I'm just saying, I don't think that.
Let's just shh, dear.
I think the drow are gonna come here.
It's taken care of.
There was a floating eyeball.
Yeah.
And it stopped Ziggy.
Yes, the drow have an entire zoo of those things. They guard stuff. It's their whole deal. They're special anti-magic ones just for me.
But what I'm saying is Ziggy wasn't, I don't know if he made it. Everyone was downed.
I'm sure he got close enough. It's keyed to the drow.
There was like purple smoke in the tunnel.
So it's in the tunnel. As soon as the drow get to the fetish, it'll be decimated. And then I'll finish my thing. It's taken care of.
I don't know if they made it to the Drow City. I wasn't there.
We've already covered this. It was in the tunnel. It's all good.
But okay, I don't know. Whatever.
Clearly.
I liked it better when you were a frog.
That's hurtful. What have I ever done to you? I saved your friend's life.
You also just tried to kill Crusher, which is kind of like not cool, I feel like.
He's not allowed in the lab.
Well, I'm very persuasive.
You could have fooled me. Like I said, if apparently mortally wounding you might attract the thing. So that's the only reason I haven't, twisted your head off and thrown it in the corner. So I really don't think you should be trying to convince me of your oratory skills right now. I don't think you quite have the leverage you think you do.
What if I mortally wounded myself?
So that was a startling series of words. It took me a moment to process them. I actually have no idea if that would work. Please do not do that.
Please stop being rude.
Well, here's the thing. From what I understand, we don't actually know what causes Zavala to appear, right? Because not every person who's ever died didn't suddenly come back with magic body parts, right?
Yeah.
So there's something else besides the near-death experience. There's a trigger that we don't know. Then I find that very worrying, and I would appreciate it if nobody else in this room got mortally wounded until I left. I've worked very hard on this, and if you could just be cool for like an hour, that would be great.
I mean, yeah, like I get it. I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you're asking me to be cool, but you're also trying to, like, ruin everything my friends and I have worked for.
How does me leaving with my staff hurt your friends? It's my staff.
Because it sounds like you're up to some bad stuff, I feel like. What are you gonna do if you leave? Where are you going, and what are you gonna do?
I don't feel like I owe you an explanation.
You can feel that way.
Are you rolling against her?
I'd love an explanation. I don't know what's going on.
Should I roll persuasion?
I guess.
Yeah, why not?
I rolled a 14.
That's good.
She says, well, we're both stuck here for a while, so I guess it couldn't hurt to talk. Otherwise, we're just going to stand here and stare at the staff as it charges. It's just, I've never had anybody ask about me before. It's just a new kind of experience. People are afraid of us, usually. Usually you get the screaming and the running and the pitchforks and the torches.
I mean, the only reason I said I liked you better as a frog is because you were less rude, and frogs are very adorable. But you know how I feel about animals. Look at me, I'm a tree.
Yeah, I mean, they're an acquired aesthetic taste, I would say. But I got used to it. It's just, if you're asking what I'm going to do, I guess it couldn't hurt to tell you, because when I leave, you're just going to drown, so.
That sounds like a cool, good, fun time. Great.
You're like, what, 80? You've lived a long time, right?
Not that long.
You're very tree. It's hard to tell.
I mean, wait, so you're just gonna, like, murder our whole world with water? Is that your plan?
I have no interest in any of that. I don't care about you or your friends or your plane.
Even if it's not on purpose, it's gonna be inadvertent. I don't think that's cool.
I have nothing to do with it. Listen, I'm just a hag. Do you know what that is? I feel like I don't know where to start because, don't take this the wrong way, you don't seem like an honor student.
I don't know how I'm not supposed to take that the wrong way.
She's asking if you know what a hag is.
No.
Brilliant.
Leon liked it.
Yeah. Dear, we're a species of witches. We're all women, all very powerful, very ancient, very magic. And that a lot of people find that threatening, both the magic and the women part sometimes, depending on the company. And, well, a couple decades back, the archmages of Mithrandain foresaw a great magical calamity. Probably this Zavala thing, but at the time, none of us really realized that. But I guess the archmages got it in their head that the safest thing to do would be to keep a low magical profile to not attract it, because apparently nobody knows what attracts this thing, what makes it approach people and offer them stuff or demand stuff or whatever it does. And so they passed a bunch of laws keeping their own, those vain, prissy elves from doing any magic.
Hey,
Yeah, hi.
don't be rude.
Do you deny it? Do you deny that they are vain and prissy?
I don't think Alias is.
I don't know who that is. Is that the arm guy?
Yes.
Okay. But they didn't just pass some laws here and there. They also cracked down on all of the magic in the Feywild. You understand?
Yeah, it was shitty. I get it. But I feel like that doesn't mean you can condemn my whole fucking plane.
Your plane is just like a weird dream I've been having for the last 10 years. None of this matters.
You mean none of it matters to you?
If you mattered, you'd be in a real plane. Why would you be here if you mattered?
It's a real plane.
Okay.
Just because it isn't your plane doesn't mean it's not a real plane.
Have you tried the Feywild? It's very good.
No, but I've been to the Beastlands, and that was really good. Doesn't mean I'm gonna stop trying to fix this one, because I'm not a jerk.
That sounds very tiresome.
Well, yeah, it's exhausting, but it's the right thing to do.
Let me tell you about the right thing to do. Because when the archmages of Mithrandain slaughtered my sisters and rounded up every magical beast who would not bow to them, the right thing to do was not to fall in line and worry about petty friendship morality stuff. The right thing to do is what I'm doing.
But you still haven't explained exactly what you're doing.
I have spent every year on this plane, and let me tell you, time flows differently between here and the Feywild, so it gets confusing. Don't worry about it. But I've been gathering magic. I can plane shift. Do you know what that means?
I'm not an idiot.
Well, listen, you learn something new every day. Both of us. But between all of the petty magic items of this plane, your drow daggers and your blue sticks and your instruments, and between all of the inherent radiant magic of the Feywild, your sprites, your pixies, your fairies, your unicorns, I have amassed an unthinkable and dangerous amount of magical energy here. And so when Professor Chance has finished his calculations, I'm going to go to where this Zavala is, and I'm going to make him bring my sisters back. And then we're going to tear Mithrandain to the ground, where it belongs.
That doesn't sound like the right answer either.
And then everyone in the Feywild will be free to perform whatever magic they want, and we can live as we were meant to, without the tyranny and the bureaucracy of those selfish elves.
That's not cool. I mean, I don't like anything. I feel like at this point, anything I'm gonna say is you're just gonna be like, "Ew, friendship is dumb." But I just feel like just because somebody genocided you doesn't mean you should murder them all back. Why not? First of all, I feel like making any deals with this thing is a terrible idea because it's like you did bad.
No, I mean, if I knew how to make a deal with it, I would have already done that. I don't know how to summon it. I'm going to go to where it is, and I'm going to put my staff to its throat, and I'm going to make it do what I want.
I think that's rather, I don't know if this is the right word, conceited of you to think that you're actually, like, we're trying to stop it, but I feel like we still have the perspective to realize that we're maybe not as powerful as that thing. I don't know why you think you can just take it on alone and just, it'll be all great and gravy.
No, I mean, it definitely wouldn't with me alone. That's why I've spent 10 years on this plane, and many more years in the Feywild, flitting back and forth, gathering enough magical energy to power a small star.
Also, I feel like you just don't have the talking skills to deal with this thing in a creative way. I've seen it in memories and shit, and it's not... I just feel like there's a better way. Also, I don't think it's like a physical presence, so how are you gonna point your staff at its throat? I could be wrong, I haven't been there, but in the things I've seen, it's just like a voice.
Well, that's what I'm relying on Professor Chance for.
How would he know?
He says he can take me to it.
But how do you know it's gonna be a physical being? A physical thing that you can physically touch with your physical staff?
If he takes me to wherever it is, and if it can be threatened, I will threaten it.
But what's your plan if you can't threaten it? I feel like you're not... I mean, whatever.
So you're suggesting because it's not certain that I should not try?
I think because it's not certain that you can threaten it, that maybe you should try to, like, another approach? Or maybe not flood this plane when maybe we can help.
I'm not... let me be as clear with you as any being has ever been to another being in the history of existence. I'm not flooding anything.
Well, no, I know, but you're gonna leave us to flood. You're not actually flooding us, but you know what I mean.
It's just so very not my problem. It's just like orders of magnitude not my problem.
I feel like it's really pretty shitty of you to take all our magic and then be like, got all your good magic. I'm out of here. Bye, peace.
But that's just the thing. I didn't take anything. I traded for all of it. Everything was freely given.
I mean...
These bullywugs welcomed me into their village with open arms. They elevated me to their highest position, not only of their free will, but eagerly.
I'm just gonna say, I would argue that getting my loot would be under duress. I don't know if that counts as freely. It's not like I had a choice.
I think I'm about to show you duress, honey. Would you like some duress?
Are you gonna mortally wound me?
When you say that, at this point, Hunter hasn't been able to understand a lot of the conversation, but he understands you saying, "Are you going to mortally wound me?" And he immediately jumps out in front of you and spreads his arms.
I'm gonna hug him and say, "Hunter, do not."
He says, "I help."
Okay, but I think it's actually better for both of us if you are less in front of me.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna get in front of him again a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna be just a conga line of protection here.
Right.
He tries to move in front of you again. You push in front of him, and you guys are just like inching towards her, and she's like,
"No, we're not.
Okay.
I'm not gonna let it get that far."
This was going to be sentimental, and then it just became silly.
She says, "So I'm gonna charge my staff. I'm gonna grab the professor, and I'm gonna phase shift on out of here. I advise you to go home. Spend time with your family, enjoy your remaining weeks, and just like..."
Why can't we go with you to visit Vala? That's what we wanted to do anyway.
"What use for you will I have?"
I'm very persuasive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could I roll persuasion on that?
I guess to convince the most evil creature in D&D, basically.
23!
All right, eat my dick.
Damn. It's pretty persuasive. I think she just gives up on her entire plan, and we immediately win.
Yes.
She seems to be considering it. She's like deep in thought, like, could it hurt to bring someone along? Maybe she could help persuade, or maybe she could just be a meat shield, or like maybe if I get hungry, like a small snack. And at that point, the stone door loudly begins rolling open as the rest of the party pushes their way into the lab. And with a quick snap of the wrist, Welch telekinesis her staff back over to herself.
Guys, chill. Just be chill. Everyone be chill. Somebody grab Violet right now.
As soon as he can see Welch and is not even paying attention to much anything else that's going on. Well, first of all, Welch is still in her, other form, right? In her real form, I guess.
Yes. And you guys are immediately greeted by the half metal, half macabre flesh automatons that no longer are illusioned to look benign.
Like, Alias sees probably the hag, the staff. Alias probably knows that it's a hag, obviously, because, well...
Yeah, Violet and Alias would have advantage on any arcana or history checks to know about hags. If you guys, because you guys are from the Feywild, and hags are like the iconic Feywild villain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What? Well, for me, the guy who does not read the monster manual, could you tell me what the fate, what the hag is, or do I roll the check?
Yeah, I'm saying you guys have advantage on check.
All right. Well, I'm gonna roll my Arcana check. I don't have good Arcana. I have -2, but I'm gonna try.
27 on Elias's part.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Jesus Christ, baloney.
Yeah, I don't think I need to.
Yeah. Violet, you remember that you were once sent out to take care of a hag problem? Someone sent you in your duties as a forest cop to apprehend a hag because they are evil Feywild creatures, but you don't really remember how that turned out.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, but she is aware of hags.
Yeah. I can't tell if Leon has forgotten or just Violet, but let's just...
No, I do recall.
Alias, with your 27, you know absolutely everything there is to know about hags. They are very evil creatures. They come in a couple different varieties. They usually conduct business in covens of 3. That's when they're at their most powerful, is when there are 3 of them that they can do kind of like Macbeth magic. If there's anything specific you want to ask, that's totally cool. But the main thing about them is that they disguise themselves with illusion magic to trick people into doing bad deals with them that inevitably monkey paw and bite them in the ass, much like someone trading, say, their unicorn powers for travel or someone trading their magic items for healing.
Right. He also notices the staff that she's wielding and the horn that's on it.
Yep.
Okay. Elias immediately pauses, draws out his rapier, and just sort of, trains it in sort of defensive stance, points it at the hag, and then says, "Welch?" with a sort of a tagged with a question mark there.
Liam? I'm sorry, I don't actually remember your name.
Liam.
As soon as that is established, Elias then withdraws the fetish and says, "Why was Ziggy carrying this?"
So that the drow wouldn't kill us all? Which apparently you guys aren't interested in that plan, so...
We didn't know what your plan was, so...
Yeah, that's true. You can't really be mad at people for not following your plan if you don't tell them the plan. I just feel like, that's an oversight on your part, but whatever.
You weren't involved in the plan. You don't live here. You weren't even supposed to be here today.
How many bad guys are in front of me? That is the basic thing I'm trying to ask. You said there are like monstrosity machines in front of me, and that threw me for a loop because I don't know what that means.
They're like factory machines. They're not robots. They're like...
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
She's been using like hydroelectric power to channel magical energy and to store it.
I heard you wrong. My bad. Okay, so there is only Welsh in front of us, like, and our party. Okay.
Yep. If anybody has any questions, I try to reiterate this, but you guys can ask questions at any time.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Violet looks at she can see Vinny right there. So Violet looks at Vinny and says, "Vinny, we found you. Are we killing someone? What's happening? I just burst into a room and I feel like I don't have all the information."
Violet.
Yeah.
I don't think we're killing anybody. I also am a little confused, but I'm gonna need you to keep your shit calm, okay?
I'm not killing this hag.
In either case, Welch, they're on their way here.
Yeah. You guys really fucked the dog on this one, huh?
I'm sorry. No, I believe you're the one that, as you say, fucked the dog here, Welch. With your cockamamie plan to kill off all the drow at the expense of Ziggy. And I'm still wondering what advantage it would have had to take when we needed to, rescue people from the drow city in order to even escape here effectively, so...
Oh, I don't care about that.
Fuck your dog. Fuck your dog, Welsh. Fuck all your dogs.
Whoa, what's going on?
I think there's been a fundamental misunderstanding. I don't care about anything but getting me and my staff and Professor Chance out of here. So, like, all the other stuff you guys are talking about is, like, super boring to me.
Yeah, about that. I don't know if you're going to have that option, Welch.
Well, yeah, you've brought my fetish back, so the drow are going to be here in, like, 10 minutes. So, good luck with that, I guess?
I think that sounds like it concerns you if it's going to be an interruption to your plans here, Welch.
Well, I mean, yeah, I really wish I had gotten all my energy. I spent a lot of time and effort getting it, but I do have a lot.
So much time and effort, sure.
Yeah. You're being real sassy. I'm not really, into your sass.
You've been sassing me the whole time.
I don't like you and I want my horn back.
I don't think I really have much patience with someone like you after what all we've been put through, and how close we are to dealing with Savala, and you seeming to have plans to ruin the whole thing.
Yep. Get fucked, elf.
Let's push her down. Let's push her down and get my horn and then punch her.
Okay, I don't think that's possible. I'm pretty sure she just... Well, actually, I don't think she can mortally wound you without ruining the whole thing either, Violet. Didn't you talk to Savala?
Oh yeah, and I resisted the power of Billy because I'm pretty great. I mean, a lot of people don't do that, apparently.
So what I think, Welch, is that maybe you need to stop being rude and think about your options here and be less rude. Because I think, if we're all gonna drown anyway, then what's the fucking point if getting mortally wounded is gonna fuck up your shit?
Well, let me ask you this. If I try to walk past you right now and go collect my professor, are you guys gonna get in my way?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna just start swinging my sword and moving forward, and if you get hit, it's your own fault.
Okay. Well, then I guess if I can't get the professor, then I'm just gonna get rid of him. I've just sent a message to do that. And I also just sent a message to the captain of your ship to leave without you. And I guess I'm just gonna plane shift away and leave you to be slaughtered by the drow. So bye. And she plane shifts away.
How do we stop her from doing that?
We can't.
Let's use magic. Let's use all our magic. Violet says, coward.
Did she took the staff?
Yep, she was holding the staff, and in a cloud of blue fire and lightning, she is gone.
Can I ride the lightning?
I would very much like you to do that. I just don't think it's meaningful narratively.
Who's got the fetish right now?
Alias still has it.
Has its behavior changed at all?
Actually, it's getting warmer, yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. What is that? You said it was bad. She said it was bad. It's doing stuff. What's happening?
What did she say about it?
She said that it was linked to the drow, so if it was close to the drow, it would do whatever bad blowing up shit it was gonna do.
Alias, give me the fetish.
What are you gonna do, Drop?
Run.
I'm following Drop. It's kind of a thing I do.
Are you handing the fetish over?
Alias pauses, but then hands the fetish over to Drop.
Okay, Drop just sprints out the door.
I follow Drop.
All right, as you guys leave Welch's workshop, you hear a scream from the direction of the library.
Oop.
Guys, should probably go. Oh god, he's probably already dead. Let's go. Chance. Meh.
What is everyone doing?
I'm running to the library.
I'm sprinting towards the drow tunnel.
I have a speed of 40 because barbarian powers.
And so does Drop has a speed of 40, so...
Yep.
Yeah, we're going super fast.
So Team Violence goes towards the tunnels?
Yep.
All right, what about Team Small?
Library.
I'm going to the library.
All right, you guys rush to the library, and inside you hear a loud pounding noise, like large footsteps on the other side behind some bookcases.
Do we see Chance?
Nope.
Do we see a way to get behind the bookcases?
Yes, you can walk around the bookcases.
All right.
Are we doing that?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right, you guys walk around the bookcases, and you see on one end of the room, Professor Chance splayed out on the ground, bleeding, having been knocked out of his floating chair by the other thing in the room, which is a conglomeration of paper, as if in front of your very eyes, tons of books in the library have suddenly spewed forth their pages, and they have begun to come together in the shape of a large humanoid figure. 2 arms, 2 legs, torso, head. I would say about twice the size of a human. Something of a paper golem, if you will. Which has punched Professor Chance out of his chair as he was not expecting a paper golem to form behind him.
Few do.
Yeah.
I say this very rarely, everybody, but kill it with fire.
And it begins advancing on Chance, clearly intending to smush his little head.
Alias, if you can get that thing distracted, I can run over there and heal him.
I mean, Elias has already had his sword drawn this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he sees the golem, he's just going to lift his other hand and cast Firebolt at it.
Nice. Oh, there's no way this can go wrong. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah, I mean, what else am I supposed to do?
I have no idea.
What am I supposed to do, Sherlock? Fucking not try to help?
It is true that we did not try to kill it with water, because I don't know if you've ever tried to read a wet book, but it's very difficult.
Oh, it's awful.
That's a 15 on the attack roll.
Oh, yeah. You hit it square in the back as it lumbers away from you to smash Chance, and it goes up.
It's 8 damage on that, but it's fire damage, so...
And it's paper.
Before it completes its next step, it is a conflagration, and you guys are now looking at a fire golem? But it is losing shape as it begins to burn its structure away. But there's now a very large fire in this room.
Yep.
A room which is, I would say, book-oriented.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I also have prestidigitation, which I can use to isolate and clear out individual bits of fire to contain it. So,
dang, cool.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna run over and heal Chance 6.
You run over and you put your hands on him and you heal up some of his wounds. He is very puzzled and dazed about what's going on as the giant burning paper golem advances on you two.
Come on! It's gonna get you again.
You're gonna help. You're gonna like get out of there. You guys are just gonna start running.
I'm gonna grab his hand, at least to get over by Alias again.
All right. So you have Professor Chance in one hand and Hunter in the other.
Yes.
It's slow and losing structural integrity, so it slowly turns to try to get a new beat on you as you run past it.
Question: do you consider the terrain that is caused by the spell grease to be flammable, Austin?
Sure.
I was hoping for a no.
I'm willing to entertain that it's not. We basically make stuff up here.
So, to prevent the golem from advancing, Elias's next move is to cast Grease, an area focused around where the golem is currently. So, it's difficult terrain to move in, and I believe this must make a dex save versus 14 to avoid being knocked prone.
All right. -1. How does that treat you?
It would mean that it is knocked prone.
Yeah, you grease its zone. You just get its zone all nice and greasy, and it topples over, and when it hits the ground with quite a bit of force, it kind of just comes apart at the seams, sending flaming pages in a bunch of directions.
Yeah.
And now this library is, I would say, mediumly on fire.
And his follow-up would be then to use prestidigitation to kind of contain the perimeter bits of fire as well as he can. Assuming Sildiel also could aid in that capacity as well.
Yeah, she's right here. She's all about that prestidigitation.
Mm-hmm.
You guys get it under control.
If we've got it all under control, I'm going to explain to Professor Chance what is going on.
He says, "So Welch isn't a frog?"
She's not a frog. She's a real fucking bitch. And she left, so I don't know. That's what she was trying to kill you so that you couldn't help anyone else.
Well, silver lining. She didn't get all the power she wanted.
Mm.
That's a good thing. And we know where she is, which is another thing.
We do?
Yeah, where is she?
Where would she be?
The Feywild?
Right.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And specifically probably where the Cascades overlaps with the Feywild, which I don't remember what that's called. It's like corn something.
I know. That's Unicornucopia.
Yeah?
That's where Violet's from.
Oh, that's weird. It's almost like when she teleported, she just went like one dimension over and like 10 feet up. As if the person who teleported her used like just the minimum effort.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what if in the Feywild where she was teleported from, that cave was like the cave that Welch is in here, just like in a different dimension, you feel?
I understand what you mean, but I guess I'm not sure what the implications of that are related to us.
It's just that if we could get to the Feywild, we'd have, I would say, a 50-50 shot of going immediately to where she is and killing her and getting the staff back.
Right. My problem, Professor, my problem is I can only step into the Feywild temporarily. I can't stay in there long enough to do anything.
Oh, that's true with the Fey step, but we do know a portal to the Feywild's opening up in a week.
Oh. Right. Because time doesn't move at the same speed in the Feywild.
Yeah. So in a week, it'll be like 10 minutes later there.
Right.
And we can just go to where she's about to pop out and just immediately gank her to death and take it back. And then we have the cool spear.
But that still means getting airborne, and that still means dealing with the drow, which means... Oh no.
Isn't Drop on his way to, like, blow them all up?
Yeah, let's cut over to Team Violence, who's running down the tunnel. One of them has the fetish, one of them has a rainbow greatsword. And as you guys are running, you hear the distant sound of a marching invasion force and 10 million tiny little spider legs.
Okay, Drop holding the fetish so he can kind of like maintain a read on how hot it's getting.
Yeah, the closer you get to drow, the hotter it gets.
Yeah.
Your understanding is it's just like when distance from drow drops below X, bomb.
Yeah.
It's like a sequel to Speed.
He's gonna say to Violet, "Okay, Violet, so this is gonna run absolutely counter to everything that I think you know about this plane. But when we see the bad guys, don't kill them right away."
Okay, I'll wait to kill them, right?
We'll start there.
Okay, I'm with you, Drop.
Okay, so we're just gonna keep running until it starts to get like really, really hot, or until neither of us can see in the dark.
I was assuming that Job was just on Drop's shoulder because that's just kind of where he's been living recently.
Mm-hmm. Because this also gives an excuse for Alias to take a moment and just see through Job's eyes to see what's happening.
Well, and the spell light can be used to bestow light on things. So we can just say, like,
yeah.
Alias cast light on Job, and it went through him onto Drop's shoulder. So Drop's shoulder is light.
Yeah.
I don't think that's an unfair stretch, because that's the way light works.
No, it's not. Yeah.
All right, so Job is on your shoulder, and I guess Alias can see through it, so he can see you guys running down a dark tunnel.
Okay. As soon as I think I get within earshot
Yep.
of these marching feet, I'm gonna hold up the fetish, and I'm gonna scream, "You're gonna want to stop where you are right now, or we're all gonna die, and this tunnel is gonna collapse."
Intimidation.
Ooh.
All right.
Better if I was there.
Can I also do intimidation just by, like, looking mean? I'm big.
Flexing. Just flex.
Yeah.
13.
They're not quite in visual range because he yelled out. I think he wanted to try to bluff them with two guys first.
Okay, well, can I say, "Rah, do it"?
Yeah, you want to roll intimidation too?
Oh,
Yes, I do. In fact.
Just yelling, do it.
Yep, I'm backing up. What Drop said, basically.
This sounds like a really bad opening to a soup commercial right now.
Why, Leon?
This is the second botch roll today.
Why, Leon?
It's a crit fail. Look, I felt like there was only a 5% chance this could go badly, and a 95% chance this would be just okay.
And the more people you have rolling out a problem, the higher that 5% chance gets. Its probability.
I thought it could go higher. Oh well. But folks, I rolled a 1.
An arrow flies out of the dark. I rolled an 18 and strikes Violet in the chest.
No.
Mm-hmm.
How's that treating you? That hits your AC, I assume.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She has 14. Okay, I lost 6. Okay, I'm at 42.
You hear a voice say, "Who is there?"
My name is Drop Goodwood. I'm a traveler. We just learned some very interesting truths about Welch, and I need to parley with someone right now.
Do you represent the Bullywugs?
Not specifically, no.
Then we have no quarrel with you.
Then why'd you shoot me with an arrow?
You are armed.
I mean, yeah, technically. I guess that's true, but still.
Fair point.
It's in my fucking chest over here.
We have no quarrel with you either.
Yeah.
Then leave.
But we do have something that Welch designed that's going to be very bad for everybody if it goes off.
Are you threatening us?
Nope.
No. Like I said, I just wanted to parley.
Then parley, Wood.
We've learned that Welch was not a bullywug. As I understand it, you may have known for some time that her machines were collecting magical energies?
Yes, she's draining water in for her witchcraft.
Yes. She has left now. But she's left behind this fetish, Drop holds it up, and it's designed to explode some non-specific amount of death when it gets too close to drow. So I don't want to have to use this. I want to take this very, very far away. Here's my problem. I can't get very, very far away on the boat that I have. I've heard that you have gnomish engineers prisoner. Is this true?
You hear some whispering in the darkness as the soldiers who were sent in this invasion force try to figure out who has that information and if they're allowed to share it.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while, you hear someone say, "The gnomes are no longer negotiating. They are leaving. We have no use for these prisoners."
Leaving where?
Leaving Lorelei.
I thought that they still had engineers as prisoners, though.
Those aren't mutually exclusive. The gnomes are leaving Lorelei, and the drow have prisoners. So the gnomes aren't negotiating for prisoners because they're leaving.
Oh, okay, so that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I said, no, I know the gnomes aren't negotiating. I'm negotiating. I think I need them.
So you want us not to get revenge, and you want to take gnomes from us. This is a very strange parlay.
And maybe not blow everybody up?
That's always good.
Persuasion?
Oh, my worst goddamn rolls. 6.
Put it on the ground and step back.
Here's the thing. If you come too close to it, it will explode. You can't come collect this. I'm telling you the truth.
Then you back up. We will come into Bullywug Village and we shall inspect it to make sure Welch is gone. And then when we are satisfied, we will watch you throw it into the ocean.
I'm gonna roll insight on this, Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
20.
Yeah, you get the sense that they don't actually believe you, but if they get what they want, then this is a way to get what they want, which is to kill Welch. So even if you're bluffing, like if you just get the fuck out of their way, then they win.
Okay, so with hands raised, he says, okay, I'm gonna back off, but I'm warning you, while I'm holding this thing, you don't want to get anybody too close to me.
Or hurt any frogs.
We'll start backing off to the village.
Violet follows, kind of bleeding.
kind of bleeding.
Oh yeah, a little.
So Drop and Violet are escorted back to Hole in the Earth. You see that the Archer Brigade they send to the front to kind of hold you at arrow point have pulled out the black amber arrowheads to just really drive home that you are at gunpoint. You are at fantasy gunpoint as they walk you slowly back and at a distance back to the Bullywug village. And when you get there, upon seeing a drow army, the Bullywugs naturally flip the fuck out. And you guys are caught between the chaos of a Bullywug village that is panicking and a drow army who very much wants them not to do that. And the crew in the library, you guys hear a panic outside the library.
Vinny's running out.
I'm going to attempt to get everybody to calm down.
Yeah, let's get a monologue to finish this episode. Who is going to quell this war?
I think this is a job for Violet. No, I'm just kidding. No, like literally anyone else.
That's the best joke of the episode.
Thank you.
Well, I ran outside of the library, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but Alias would know if he was watching through Job's eyes, right?
That's true. And I'm the only one who can speak to everything. I'm assuming Alias told me.
Told you what?
What you saw through Job's eyes?
Updates of what you were seeing through Job.
Oh.
You would have seen us marching back to the village with the army in tow.
Yeah, Alias would have heard everything Drop has said to the drow regarding what is going on and what the drow have said back, so he's been able to feed that information to Vinny before they even exited the library. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna scream, "Everybody calm down! I'm gonna keep you safe! All bullywugs, go home with your families!" Should I roll something?
Yeah, you want to roll persuasion?
Yeah. Crit!
Yeah!
And with that critical success, Lavinia averts the wholesale slaughter of the Bullywug village.
Yeah.
And you guys have brought peace to the Cascades.
Damn. It was a hell of a roll.
I set my sail, fly the wind, it will take me back to my home, sweet home. Lie on my back, clouds are making way for me. I'm coming home, sweet home. I see your star, you left it burning for me. Mother, I'm here.
As always, I'd like to thank Overclock Remix for our theme music, including Tears in Rain, an arrangement of Seattle from Deus Ex Invisible War, Dream Eater Mix, an arrangement of Lavender Town's theme from Pokemon, and Ah Kid Pella, an arrangement of Setting Sail Coming Home from Bastion. Executive producers for Dice Funk for the month of January 2016 are Kirsten Haslinger, Extellaris, Joseph Timbrello, Andrew Grothin, Jade, The Cult of Gorfanax, Finch de Jong, Allison Ansell, Tarka, Luke Powers, Michael Goodell, Brent, Irving Royale, Kevin Dobbins, Savarden Akrasimova, Carl, Brady Warner, Kitty Foe, James Neely, Eugene, Marissa Donaldson, Melanie Joe, Lana Seawolf, Toby Gleason Stack, Ruby Offer, Matthew Weber, Emmanuel Garcia, Sarah Handley, Melissa Booker, Cameron Abbas, Dylan, Gary Sayon, Anna Stuhlfarer, Sean, the host of Funk Dunk, Giorgio Renna, Harrison Andrew, Christopher Charlo, Jorit, Viger Arnston, Cody Jackson, King Waza, August Rue, Athos, Ingmar Gremmen, and Paul Mullen. You can help support the show directly by visiting patreon.com/Austin Yorsky, as well as supporting Leon at patreon.com/renegadecut. If you want to help out indirectly, you could always rate, review, comment, and subscribe to us wherever you found the show, including iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, and YouTube. As we move into the end game of this season, I just want to thank everybody for sticking with us, supporting us, and inspiring us as we make this ridiculous, goofy show. But rest assured, if you thought we couldn't top Unicorn as a player character, you haven't seen nothing yet.